The secret of timing no one talks about. My name is CF Hutter, and if your business buys Bitcoin, you can call me Chauncey. Here's my story, and it's my 3 strikes and you're out story. Strike number 1, I am early in my career, late 80s, early 90s, trying to figure out this business world, and this thing called the internet is being introduced. And I am learning about how to be a business person. I am learning about how to do what all young business people need to learn. And internet is in the mix. And one of my mentors that I'm learning from, I am doing well. We are growing our business. We are doing very well. We're expanding. And this mentor really didn't have a whole lot of good things to say about the internet, was not really a tech guy. And so I kind of passed on early stages of the internet. We were doing well. We were growing our company, multi-million-dollar business. So yeah, we dabbled with the internet, but it wasn't really our focus. And so to me, I look back on that and I go, the internet is this massive change, affect all of our lives, came in and I didn't put the time and effort into that. Shame on me, like I screwed up. I call that strike 1. Then you fast forward a number of years and we get to 2000, early 2000s, where 2002, 2003, 2004, all like the Amazons and the Googles and those guys are all, popping up. Apple's getting strong. The smartphone is coming out here. Is it 06, 7, 8, somewhere in that range? All these. Well, what else was happening right then? Social media was happening right then, like the Facebooks. And Twitter was, I think, 09, and now it's X, and all these things are happening. I'm not a techie guy. I have a successful business now. We have put in the time. We are 15, 18 years, and we got a couple different businesses. We're doing very well. I'm not a big tech guy. I push off social media like it's, what do I need that for? Actually knew some people early on YouTube and some other things that they got 1 million followers on YouTube in just a few months because it was so early and it was so easy to get followers, and I messed up. I did not, my timing, internet was, we were doing stuff, busy, growing, internet happens. I'm more mature now. I'm more successful. We've got, I don't have a real huge incentive, key word. I don't have a huge incentive to learn about social media at the time because we're just doing it. And I just did not do, I should have, but I didn't. My mistake, I screwed up. Okay, I call it strike 2. Now we're in a whole new world. We went internet, early 90s. We went social and mobile marketing, 2000 up to 2010, 12, and ongoing. Now we're in this land called Bitcoin. And Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network is complete game changer. It's so much different. Is it a protocol, like a platform? Yeah, it's like the internet, but it's the internet of money. And the internet was for information. This is money. This is impacting the global 200 plus nations. This is having an impact on how we exchange goods and services, how we buy and sell, how we save, how do we hold our wealth without getting ripped away from inflation and everything. Bitcoin is a much bigger deal. Bitcoin is not crypto, by the way. I'm not talking about crypto. I'm talking about Bitcoin only. 99% of most of what you hear about the crypto world is not what I recommend and get involved in. I'm not going to go there and talk about that right now. I'm going to only talk about Bitcoin, and there's a difference, which is another video we'll talk about the differences. Bitcoin is the greatest, will be, and is right now, and it's happening right now, the greatest wealth transfer in human history. We're in a gold rush. I use gold rush because that's what you understand what I mean, but gold is like, it's a Bitcoin rush. Between now and November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin on earth will be mined. So right now, there's 21 million Bitcoin total, capped, infinite, finite. Finite. You cannot have more than that. There's 19.5 million already mined. Between now and November of 2034, 99% will have been mined. After that, I think it's 2140, 2,140 years. That year is when the last Bitcoin will be mined. So if there's ever to get a time to get some Bitcoin and ever to learn about it and ever to participate, there are going to be the haves and the have-nots. Have Bitcoin, don't have Bitcoin. You talk about a wealth gap, it's going to be ridiculous. You got Bitcoin, you don't have Bitcoin. That is happening right now. I am not going to screw up and do a strike 3. Strike 1 was the internet for me. Strike 2 was social media for me. Strike 3 is not going to be Bitcoin for me. I am going to participate in this more than an experiment. It was an experiment back in 2009. It is now, everybody is jumped on this train. Like all of the big money, all the Wall Street people, all nation states, large hedge funds, banks, everybody's putting their money into this. And 99% of the earth still doesn't own any Bitcoin. You talk about an opportunity, timing is everything. And nobody's talking about this. This is a secret. It's a real secret. It's right out in front of everybody. Bitcoin is right in front of everybody for anybody to participate. And it's going to be all the rage. By the time you're watching this, it might be all the rage right now. You have got, no matter where you are in the process, whether you bought Bitcoin at 10 cents, $10, $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter what the price is. You continue to buy it. Now, after 2034, revisit this and we'll talk. But for right now, between now and 2034, I'm going to say it's Bitcoin time.